Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am making this really cute treat holder. I'm basically doing an entire week of Valentine inspired treats and inspiration, but literally they could go for any time of the year. You can change them for every holiday, every season, depending on what stamp set you use, right? So use my videos as a guide and hopefully you're gonna get lots of fun and inspiration. I'm not sure if I said this yet, so I'm gonna say it again. It's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I think I did say it, but not 100% sure. Anyway, I have made this really cute treat holder for these Reese's White Heart chocolates. And this paper that I'm using is an amazing suite. It has hearts and all these great things, and this DSP is from that suite. It's in the mini catalog, their conversation, and it is the cutest. I have tons of videos with the stamp set, but this time I decided to use the nuts and bolts robot. And this is a pull out. You can see it's a sleeve that pulls out so that you can have the candy. I used a little clear sheet so you could see what's in there, kind of a sneak peek. I thought these cute little ends looked awesome sticking out, so I didn't want to cover them up. And let's go ahead and get started and make this really cute treat. So I've paired the nuts and bolts with this heart right here that's in the Give It a Whirl dies. And these dies are made to actually make a motion card. So check it out because I may be doing some of these videos shortly. If you would like a video on these motion cards, let me know and I'll be happy to put one on my channel. But we're going to use this heart right here out of this die set. That's what we're going to use to cut that window out of our paper there. So let me move these things out of the way temporarily. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to put that at the top of the screen. I'm going to show you how I figure out how I'm coloring my little robot guy. So I mess around with the dark and the lights because when you purchase the blends, they come with a dark and a light in the pack. And I just played around of what combination I liked the best, and I really liked the dark Real Red with the light Melon Mambo. So you can always do a little swatch test before you start coloring your image once you've inked it up. It's a really great way to figure out what works for you. So we're gonna stamp this little guy on this piece here. Hopefully he fits. My goodness, I don't think I left myself enough room, did I? I might have to grab another scrap, but I think he'll fit. Let's see. Yep, he made it. But for instance, oh my goodness, I'm so silly. You would just take and you just swipe, you know, a little swatch like that with your colors, trying to figure out what you think would look best. And then once you let them dry and figure out what you like, then you can roll with that. And that's what I did here. So we're going to color him in. And we're going to also do a little bit more stamping. So let me go ahead and get all the stamping out of the way first. The words that are on here are from this same set. You can see I like to kind of ink up this way. I like seeing what I'm doing. So I put the stamp upside down and then kind of like rub my ink pad on it and then tap it so it doesn't have like a streak. But this is Real Red scraps that I've used for both of these. They're just scraps that I had in my scrap pile of Real Red cardstock, and this is Basic White. I'm gonna go ahead and let these dry for a second while I clean these stamps. We'll punch out our hearts. The hearts are really cute. It is a punch bundle, which we don't normally have a punch bundle of more than one punch, but this particular one comes in a bundle. It's kind of cool, really. You get this scalloped heart and then the one for the inside. So let's go ahead and punch those out. I'm using scraps again. As you can see, I'm like the queen of scraps. And let's get the white one. So that's how you punch those out. See, and lots of scrap paper is the way to go, I think. And this little punch bundle, you get both of them. You get both the scalloped and the regular hearts. They're pretty cool, right? I like that they nest on top of each other. Those circles kind of like sit so they don't fall off of each other, and you can sit them on a table or a desk or whatever. Okay, so now we have our cute little heart. Let me grab my adhesive here. I'm gonna use the wet adhesive. I really like using it because it's very forgiving. It lets me wiggle into place here. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. In my stamp studio today, I have my daughter's bunny, and he's a free roam bunny. So he uses a litter box and he roams. He's visiting me in here today, and so is my Yorkie. So I have both of them in here. So if you hear my Yorkie snoring, she likes to snore. If you hear that, normal, don't worry about it. If you hear the bunny, you know, being rambunctious, normal, don't sweat it. It's just, it is what it is, right? Okay, so I'm gonna color these guys in. Let's do his feet and his little hands. I did those in the smoky slate. And I think I used the light smoky slate for these. I pulled both of them out because I wasn't sure, but we're gonna roll with this one. He doesn't really need shadows or highlights. He's a robot, right? It's Valentine's. Let's do this little top circle here. All right, and then we're gonna color his striping and his little top section here. And I am funny because I like to stripe the little sections. So you're gonna get to see that in action. So we're gonna go red, pink, red, and then over here we're gonna go red, pink, red, and then the same thing here, red, pink, red, and then red, pink, red. All right, on to the last one. Oh, my Yorkie is snoring so loud today. Again, I apologize. She's 13, so she's allowed to snore. She's a grandma, right? She's a senior. She's sweet. I've had her. She's given so much joy. She still acts like a puppy, even though she's old. She runs around, she jumps, she gets excited. She loves people. She's very social. All right, so there is my little robot. We're gonna fussy cut that out. So we're gonna go around his little, it's pretty simple to fussy cut out. There are no dies for this nuts and bolts set, but it's okay. I mean, fussy cutting is part of life, right? We just deal with it. And sometimes I just think it's so much faster. I mean, I love my dies, don't get me wrong. There's time and purpose for everything, right? But sometimes you just don't feel like pulling out the die machine, or you just don't feel like sitting there and having to position the die over the top so that it cuts it out, you know, just so. And fussy cutting is not that bad. Now, punching was super fast. Like, how quick was it to punch out those hearts? Those were pretty cool, right? Those punches are great. And I'm a big punch girl. I love a punch. I buy, every time punches come out, I buy the punches. I love them. I probably have over 1,000 punches in my collection because punches are awesome. But, I mean, I also have a lot of die sets. All right, there's our little guy. Let's go ahead and trim our words. So I'm going to show you how I did this. I went ahead and just came in here and cut these at like fun angles just because I can. And we're gonna now trim them close once we've done those fun little angles. And I'm just gonna set them over here. And I think that the robots lend to being able to be quirky with our cutting, right? They're kind of fun little quirky beings or creatures, right? So it's like we can be quirky with our words. They don't have to be perfect or precise. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and do, I'm gonna cut these apart like this. It'll make it a lot easier into strips. Okay, we'll start with the make. Put this one straight. And we'll angle this one. So that's that one. So it starts with you make. You make my heart so cute. You make my heart go beep, which is perfect for these little robots. Go. I'm just setting them. If they're a little bit out of camera, don't worry about it. I'm just kind of setting them so that I can figure out what I'm doing here. We're just gonna lay them temporarily. They're gonna move, right? We're gonna move this cute little guy out of the way now, and I'm gonna clear all this little real red cardstock into the trash. Okay, so now we're gonna do the sleeve. So I'm gonna show you how I went ahead and did that. Now this is a 6x6 piece that I've cut from the 12x12. This is a 12x12 paper pack, and I just cut this piece 6x6. And then for the heart punch, I just used scraps, and again, like this piece, I used a scrap. 2x2 should be fine to cut him out. So I'm gonna grab my chocolate here, and I'm going to figure out how I want it to lay on my piece. So I'm just gonna lay it on my paper. I'm gonna bring this over, and I kind of want this to come all the way over. Well, not all the way on the end, but you know, as good as I can. So I'm gonna make some little creases here on both the back pieces just by pinching and kind of getting it to have some kind of form. That's gonna help me figure out where to do my heart by having some form on here, okay? So now it's kind of formed into place. Now I'm gonna slide it, and you can see the Reese's is kind of on this side, right about there. So what I did was I took I have a small ruler, and I took my small ruler and I laid it like this so that I would know where the Reese words are, okay? And then I just held this in place and I slid it back. Okay, now my Reese words are like right here. So I'm just gonna take a pencil, and right here in the center section, I'm just gonna put a dot. And when I place my heart over the top, I'm just gonna try and center that, that dot for my heart. And hopefully it's gonna work out, because, you know, life's not perfect and I don't really worry about it. I just basically want it to give a sneak peek of where what's inside, right? So I'm gonna lay this like this when I run it through. So I'm using my big machine today because unfortunately the mini machine does not hold anything bigger than like 3.5 inches. And so I need the big guy. So hopefully you guys get this in camera. We'll see what happens. It's kind of hard to see in camera because it is such a big guy, but we're gonna make it happen. So we're gonna need the platform, which is number 1, and it also gives us the directions. We're using the thin dies, so we need 1, 2, and 3. So this is number 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 1 of the 3s. There's 2 3s, so we're gonna put 1. We're gonna sandwich this. So we're gonna lay this down. And we're going to place my little heart centered as best I can. You know, nothing's perfect in this world, right? And I'm holding it because I need to slide this plastic top cover here on, and I don't want my heart to shift too much. So I'm kind of holding it in place. And then I'm gonna drop it here, right there over the top. And I think I need to raise it. I'm gonna use a scissor in here and kind of, oops. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Real life, guys, at the speed of life. That's what we're working at, the speed of life. Hopefully you guys enjoy my very real videos because they are very real. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get through. All right. I'm actually gonna lift this off on this end here. I'm gonna slide it back through. The really cool thing is you can erase this little dot. And now you have a really cute heart that you can use on another project, because that just cuts the outline of that stitched heart there. All right, let me move my machine out of camera now. We don't need it. All right, let's bring our candy back in. And there is a clear window sheet, if I can find it, because it is clear. I lose things sometimes, right? All right. So we're gonna attach this clear sheet, which we sell those, right around this on the inside so that it won't pucker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build up my wet glue around my heart first in a heart shape. And then I'm going to make it like a square, because it is a square there. And so I'm just gonna kind of make sure that I have plenty of adhesive so that this little guy will stay in place. All right. So we're going to put my little window sheet over the top of our adhesive, and we're just gonna slightly tap it down so that it grabs. And we really want that to attach. It just takes a minute. You just kind of have to hold it in place for a minute. I'm gonna grab my silicone mat, so in case I have any ooze, it'll be on my mat. And then we can just swipe that away. I did get a little crazy with the glue, didn't I? But it's okay. I'd rather have it stuck down. I do have, you know, an adhesive remover, a little glue, a little eraser kind of for the adhesive. So we will get rid of any residue that we have on the surface. And then I will show you how I get the adhesive off of the window, because I do have some on there from the overhang. So first I'm just gonna dry it, which is gonna rub more of it on the window. I have a bottle of rubbing alcohol, just regular rubbing alcohol, and I'm just gonna put a drop there with the little part that sprays. And I'm gonna grab a Q-tip and I'm gonna rub this over my window, which will help remove any excess glue. And I might spray a tiny drop, another drop, and I'm gonna use I have a little rag that I use for my crafting. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Make sure that there's no residue showing. And then that just helps clean the window sheets. It's how I like to clean them. And that way they're nice and clear. Just like that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and attach this around our, we're gonna go ahead and attach this around our piece. And then we should start assembling all the fun parts, right? All the fun parts. Let me get my Q-tip out of here and out of the camera. Okay, so we're gonna put this over the Reese's. Hey, it worked out pretty good. We're gonna flip it back over. Remember, we have those lovely creases in there to help us. So I'm not gonna glue this to the Reese's package because I want it to be able to slip, but I am gonna put a line of adhesive along here. And then I'm also gonna put a line of adhesive on this other end because it's gonna go past that line and it'll help secure it all the way down. So we're just gonna hold this down, bring this over, and then I'm just gonna hold it and make sure, you know, the Reese's have air in them because they don't want them to get crushed in transit right when they're getting shipped. So there's like bubble there, but that's okay. We're just gonna work around it and just push our fingers along. These edges are the most important that they stay stuck. And then when we flip it over, there's our cute Reese's in the window, which is what we want, right? We want that to show. And there is our cute packaging. So now we're gonna go ahead and decorate it. We're gonna use our our little robot over here. We're gonna start with our heart. And I believe that is just glued down. So we're gonna put some glue on our heart. We're just gonna attach it down. I need to leave some room here in the middle because I wanna tie this really cute twine. This is from the Pets combo pack. It's a trim. So we're gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of adhesive in the center there. Press this into place. Let's leave some room for the pet. Right there looks good. Get that to set. While that's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all my fun pieces of Stampin' Dimensionals and we'll put some on our robot. And we definitely want to make sure that we have some on these small parts. Well, in order to do that, what I need to do is I have to have little small pieces. And when you use the mini dimensionals, when they're done, you have these wide edges. And I like to use those to cut strips when I have small pieces like this. So I'm just gonna cut a few strips and then we'll pull them up as we need them for the different parts. All right, so we're gonna start with this one. We'll do the feet here. We'll put one down there and then another one on the angle here. That little foot's kind of angled. And then we will take another one. We'll use it up here in the little pointy part of his little antenna. Okay, and then we'll use one right here for his little hand because we want that to stick up, right? All right, that should be plenty. let's go ahead and pull the backs off. I have some of them came off in my hand, but I like to use the take your pick tool. It really helps to pull these off. It keeps them contained. I don't have a mess of these guys all over my table. So we're gonna put him down first, and he's kind of going off here on the side where his little foot's just touching the heart down here. All right. So once he's on there, now we can do You Make My Heart Go Beep. So You make my heart go beep. All right, we're going to use the mini dimensionals as much as we can. If I've cut these too skinny, then we'll need to use those strips. But hopefully the mini dimensionals will be the right size for all of these pieces. Maybe not for that one. I might need to use one of the strips. I think I cut it just a hair too narrow because we don't want the dimensional to show. So for most of them, I did okay. Be aware of that when you're cutting yours so you don't make the same mistake I did and have to use a strip. Although, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I already have them cut, right? So big deal. All right, we're gonna put one there. All right, so You Make My Heart Go Beep. Let's pull these off. You, maybe a little higher, make my, let's do heart, make my heart, upside down I have it, my heart go beep. I have them all upside down. Oh my gosh, this is so cute so far. Yay! And then we're gonna do Greetings Kind Human. We're just gonna attach those down actually on there with adhesive. So let me grab my full piece out again. So we're gonna go Greetings Kind Human. Let's just, these are gonna get glued directly down. And I'm going to use my tweezers. I love using my tweezers whenever I have anything small and it has adhesive on there because I do not like to get it on my hands. So we're going to do here, Greetings, right across that heart there. Then Kind. Human. Which is a cute little saying for this robot, isn't it? Greetings, kind human, you make my heart go beep. All right, last step. We are going to tie this really cute ribbon around here. And what I did to do this is I just basically I grabbed one end here and I just wrapped this around a few times until it came up, and obviously that's too short, so I just kind of pulled on it a little more, tried to get it about even on both sides. Yeah, that looks good. Tie a bow. And then we will go ahead and move it into place. I didn't leave myself that much twine this time. I must have miscounted my measurements, but we're gonna make it work. Let's see if I can knock it out here. I think I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna make this one my loop because this one seems to be a little bit longer. Going to be a tiny bow when we're done because I didn't leave myself enough twine. So definitely Don't scrimp. I should have left it on the roll, which is what I did last time instead of cut it. I was guessing how much I needed. All right. Small, small, but you can see we can make it work. You can see that everybody's human, right? Even me. This is the perfect candy for me. I make mistakes too. I may redo that bow because I'm not really in love with it being so short, but for right now, we're gonna end the video. You get the idea. You just tie it a little bit longer. I needed like another 3 inches. And then I would rotate this. Once I have it tied, you can rotate it to the middle, like that. And there are my 2 Reese's White Heart candy treats. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's a little long, but I hope that you enjoyed watching me make it. I appreciate you being here, staying through to the end. If you are still with me, definitely subscribe to my channel. I do post lots and lots of ideas. You're gonna have 7 days this week of ideas, so come back tomorrow for another cute video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping. Check out the link in the description below for my blog, where I do blog every day. Thank you again for your time and for staying with me. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Have a good day.